Prager. Ugh.
You've heard about the black card, right? No, not the one from Visa or American Express. This one is much more valuable. There are entire organizations that have been built upon it, and individuals that have used it to acquire both wealth and influence. If this sounds like something you might wish to own, you should know that there is only one way you can get your hands on it. You have to be born with black skin.
She's going to say the black card a lot, but what she and so many other brain-dead conservatives mean is black privilege. To describe what the black card is, let's take a look at this article from the Chicago Tribune.
The term black card, though, is simply a euphemism that African Americans use to express solidarity. It's just a thing we made up a long time ago to signify our birthright in a country that has long denied us equality. It is a term we use to convey what it means to be black, to pay homage to our unique culture, to give reverence to our African American heritage, and to celebrate our endurance as a people. It means that we collectively share the African American experience and the unique joys and challenges it brings.
It honestly amazes me how for centuries, white people have had stacked a deck for them to be in power, then cry about the black card. Black card was used to make HBCUs, for example. Fuck out of here. They had to make their own because the PWIs did not want them niggas there, and that's just a nice way of saying it.
That's the only requirement. Really. You can be poor, middle class, rich, it doesn't matter. The black card will still confer upon you an entire history of oppression, even if you've never been oppressed.
Look at the cool. Look at the cool. Look at the cool. Always cooning for you. Look at the cool. Look at the cool. Look at the cool. Always cooning.
Alright, so boom. Every time conservatives talk about black people, they always resort to saying we have a victim mentality. Is she really denying the history of repression that many black folks share? From 1619 to 1865, there was slavery. From 1865 to 1954, segregation. From then to now, we've had the industrial prison complex, war on drugs, redlining, the Southern strategy, the rise of dog whistle politics, and so on. So this has never been oppressed. Bullshit is some, well, bullshit, at least on a macro level.
Flash the black card and most white people will cower. Play the black card expertly and you can win awards, make millions, all the while claiming that the people who got you there somehow hate you.
I like how she is being super vague about what advantages the black card gives, like being black will make you rich and successful alone. It can't even stop the police from killing niggas and getting off from it. So what good does it really do? The people who got you there somehow hate you? I mean, yeah. And a great example of this is Barack Obama. He was president for 8 years, and a lot of white people voted for him, but also hated him and claimed he wasn't a true American.
With a black card, you can sell books full of indecipherable prose, because with a card that powerful, who cares if your words make any sense?
African American vernacular English, Ebonics, or whatever you want to call it, is valid. This statement reeks of privilege and anti-blackness, but that's what to expect when you're dealing with PragerUghh and Candace Owens.
You can call yourself a civil rights leader and shake down multinational corporations, or you can torch your own neighborhood because you didn't like the outcome of a grand jury verdict.
Like, how the fuck conservatives get mad at people rioting over continued injustice, but ignore when people riot over a sports team victory, or recently, losing an election? Like, this video is literally the black privilege meme in video format.
Ironically, the people you might think have the most legitimate claim to the black card refuse to use it.
Hey, it's pointless anecdote time.
Take my grandfather, for instance. He raised me from the time I was 9 years old. Born in 1941 in rural North Carolina, he started working at age 5, laying out tobacco to dry on a sharecropping farm. Jim Crow, separate drinking fountains, and the KKK were ever-present realities. He was 17 when he married my grandmother. He made a living cleaning homes and office buildings until he saved up enough money to open his own cleaning business.
Hey, so I'm gonna be real with y'all for a second. Congrats to her grandfather from growing up poor to making something out of himself. It kind of reminds me of my grandfather in a way. But fuck her grandfather.
The thing is, he never played any card. Nor did my grandmother. If they had problems, they didn't blame anybody. They just fixed them. And they raised me to do the same.
Oh? Oh, lift yourself up by the bootstrap bullshit? It's time for that now? I bet. They have to realize how insulting it is for the vast majority of black Americans, right? She's ignoring the history that most black people, especially in the South, experienced, and it wasn't a good one. She says they raised her to be the same Candace Owens, who was a liberal, who tried to dox people, and when that did not work, Turning Point USA asked her to be a propagandist to try to attract black people, and she took that cash. They raised her to be a sellout, and double fuck these people. You feel me?
Chores were a requirement in their household. So was reading the Bible every morning before school. I didn't like the Bible readings and I hated the chores, but I realize now that these small acts of discipline, although sometimes stifling, had a strong, positive impact on my character.
Bruh, she has a shit character. What the fuck does any of this supposed to mean? This sounds like a subtle way of saying black people don't have discipline.
I was a first-generation college student. This was supposed to be the ticket to prosperity, but it wasn't. I left college with a mountain of debt and no practical skills. I had just $80 in my bank account and very few prospects. I could have given up. I could have dug deep into my history and declared myself a natural product of ancestral oppression. I could have played the black card and absolved myself of all responsibility for my own stupid decisions. Except I didn't.
No. Instead, you decide to be a conservative talking head that just repeats anti-black conservative talking points for a propaganda machine targeted to college students and boomers, propagated by billionaire polluters and whatever this living jar of bigoted mayo is. And a lot of us know this, but yet they think you're the person to bring black people to their side. Bitch, most black people don't even fucking like you.
Because it would have destroyed my grandfather's legacy. I am proud that he had the fortitude to turn nothing into something, and I have no intention of reversing that something back into a nothing. My attitude comes with a price, however. Because if you are born black and you don't accept your natural status as a victim, then the validity of your blackness is immediately called into question.
People see you as a coon, a traitor, a sellout, an idiot, and I'm pretty sure that hurts his legacy enough. Now she's going to complain about most black people do not like her. To explain more about what the black card is, I will be quoting from the Chicago Tribune again.
Our black card does not make us monolithic in our views. We are liberal, conservative and independent thinkers. To hold a black card simply means that though we might disagree, we get each other. It represents an unspoken understanding that has been a part of our culture since slavery. That black people, particularly those in powerful positions, cannot throw each other under the bus for personal gain. If we do, the entire race pays the price.
At the end of the day, Candace does not get us unless she can use her blackness to defend white supremacy and own the libs.
Well, so be it. If believing in myself, if accepting the responsibility for my failures somehow disqualifies me from owning an imaginary card, then let me be the first to declare that I don't want one.
Good. You lost that the second you started creating your videos, which are essentially white talking point videos and blackface and dry edges. All skin folk are not kinfolk, especially when they make careers of throwing the majority of us under the bus of white supremacy.
I also don't want Cornel West, Al Sharpton, or insert anyone else who uses their skin color to game the system as a role model.
Fuck you mean use their skin color to game the system? In every system in this country and even outside, black people are usually affected negatively the most. Because what, if 5 black guys made money off of victim mentality, that negates the fact that many more are in fact victims? What do you think conservative media is? You know how many people become rich just by being some mediocre white man that makes money off of playing the victim? The utter audacity this blacker ass cracker has, bruh.
I already have my grandfather. If there is one thing that my family history has taught me, it's that I do not need a black card or an imaginary anything to make something of myself. For the record, my grandfather, now retired, lives in a home that he and my grandmother built on a plot of land they purchased in North Carolina. The very same sharecropping farm that he worked on as a small child.
As I previously said, fuck her grandfather and her anecdote. That does not erase the other shit the majority go through. I know white conservatives eat this crap up. That bootstrap bullshit don't matter. She really says she doesn't use the black card, but her entire deal is being one of the black talking heads that racist people like because they repeat what they say. She is a token, and she made money doing that. The fact she is associated with this channel shows that. Her making this video is her using her black card, for fuck's sakes. Like, the hypocrisy is real.
His story is unique. His story is beautiful. Because it's American. And that's the only card I've ever been interested in playing. I'm Candace Owens for Prager University.
What the fuck does this even mean? She does understand that black people can succeed just about anywhere, right? Like, they still face discrimination and racism, systemic racism at that. But they can still succeed. It's not just an American thing. I don't know how to respond to this in a nice way, and I won't try to. It's Candace Owens. She don't deserve it. She said Breonna Taylor and George Floyd deserve to fucking die this year. Anything I say to her does not deserve respect or me being civil, because fuck her. This whole entire video was just disrespectful. It's hard out here for black people, and that's literally facts. On every metric from education, housing, health, employment, and many, many other ways. They are discriminated against on the basis of them being black. Now, there aren't laws saying black people shall suffer or something like that, but that's the outcome. And she's denying that, and she's denying that that outcome has an effect on people. Anyway, the link in the description below is for the fact sheet that details this even further. It's created by Rose Wrist. I understand that this video was made for white conservatives to say that there is black privilege, and that if people try to say otherwise, they're buying into a victimhood mentality. But the fact of the matter is, this talking point, the video, and Candace Owens is wrong. And she's so mad she's been banned from the cookout and have to go to the ones who serve potato salad with sugar-free raisins and Confederate flag napkins. This is Bread Pill Black, and this has been PragerUghh. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Peace.